What happens when you mix colorful Marvel with Asian fantasy? The result is a great film about a modern-day Jackie Chan saving the world. We offer you a review of the action film Shanghai and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We're sure you'll enjoy it. 1,000 years ago, a warrior named Wenwu discovered the Ten Rings. These magical weapons grant their wielders immense power and even immortality. Wenwu could use these rings for good deeds, but he desired only one thing: absolute power. With such a weapon, he was completely invincible and single-handedly fought entire armies. Wenwu created his own army, which he called the Ten Rings. These warriors conquered various kingdoms, overthrew rulers, and changed the course of history more than once. Many centuries passed. Wenwu had become incredibly powerful, but still desired more. He learned of a legend about the mysterious village of Talo, home to many mythical animals, and set out to find it. However, getting there is extremely difficult, as even the forest can attack uninvited guests. With the power of the rings, the man finally finds the entrance to the village, but is met there by its guardian, a mysterious masked woman named Inni Li. She refuses to let Wenwu go ahead, and the man attacks her. He was confident he could easily defeat this woman, but he found himself up against a worthy opponent. Inni Li used a mysterious technique, fluttering like a butterfly, and even the power of 10 rings was no match for her. The woman easily repelled all attacks. Wenwu admires her talents, and with each passing second, their battle becomes more and more like a dance. Eventually, Inni Li effortlessly throws her opponent into a large puddle. But he isn't angry. Instead, he looks at her with loving eyes. Inni Li reciprocates his feelings. The couple has a son, Shanghai, and a daughter, Jia Ling. For the sake of his family, Wenwu removes the 10 rings and leaves his organization. When the children grew a little older, they asked their mother how she managed to defeat their father in battle. Inni Li explained that all of her family members were endowed with the magic of a great protector, as the heart of a dragon beat within them. The woman placed a green pendant around her son's neck and asked him to protect it, as it could help if Shanghai strayed from the right path. We're transported back in time again. Shanghai is now a grown man, living in a perfectly ordinary American apartment. He does push-ups, puts on a business suit, and heads to work. Together with his best friend Katie, they work as parking attendants. A strange profession for the son of the greatest warriors, you must admit. And yes, Shanghai now has a new name, Sean. This couple are real troublemakers. For example, they might take one of the coolest cars left by clients and drive around town. Or they might sing karaoke all night, even though they have to get up early the next day. Another workday is upon us. Sean and Katie are riding the bus. Suddenly, some men approach him and demand that he give them the Swiss roll his mother gave him. A fight ensues, and we realize that Sean is a true martial arts master. He easily scatters his enemies across the bus. The main adversary remains a huge man with a blade for an arm. A brutal battle ensues. At one point, Sean even has to fight back with his laptop and jump onto the roof. The bus driver loses consciousness, and our hero takes his place to save the passengers. Then Katie takes over, and Sean continues to battle his super-powered opponent. The other half of the bus is about to fall off, and the guy comes up with a cunning plan. He lures his enemies there and asks Katie to make a sharp right turn. The bus breaks in two, hits numerous cars in its path, and only miraculously avoids flipping over. The enemies are left far behind, but it's not quite victory. Sean says his green pendant is missing. One of the enemies stole it after all. Katie demands an explanation. She doesn't understand how her quiet, loser friend became the greatest martial artist. Sean is forced to tell her everything. We learn that the boy was attacked by members of the 10 Rings gang, sent by Sean's father. We are transported back in time to see how a young Shanghai mastered martial arts. The boy trained from dawn to dusk to become the best of the best. He single-handedly defeated 10 opponents. At 14, his father sent him on his first mission to eliminate the leader of the Iron Gang. After completing the mission, Shanghai decides not to return to his father but flees to San Francisco, where he takes the name Sean. Back to the present day. Realizing that his sister Xialing is also in grave danger, Sean flies to Macau to find her. His faithful friend Katie goes with him. It turns out that Xialing owns an underground fighting club called Golden Daggers. To find his sister there, Sean must enter the ring and face one of its strongest opponents. It's his sister, the one they call the Macau Assassin. A fierce battle ensues between them. Xialing doesn't seem too happy to see her brother. She fights with all her might and Sean barely manages to parry her blows. Remembering her brother's abandonment, the girl knocks Sean out with a powerful punch. Feeling sorry for her brother, she finally agrees to talk to him. Sean warns his sister of the danger. At the same time, the Fight Club is attacked by bandits from the Ten Rings. The guys are forced to climb a fire escape at a great height to escape their pursuers. But they are caught, and a battle ensues. Katie falls, but Xialing manages to catch her. The siblings battle against the horde, but the enemies grow in number with each passing minute. One of the masked villains takes Xialing's amulet. Sean tries to defeat him, but the enemy is very strong. At that moment, Wenwu himself appears and takes his son, daughter, and even Katie with him. The trio is taken to the Ten Rings camp. There, Wenwu reveals that his beloved Yingli is still alive and imprisoned in the village of Talo. Using two pendants, he activates a water map that reveals the entrance to the village. Wenwu plans to free his wife and then crush her village. He recalls his wedding, Yingli's pregnancy, their childhood games, and how happy they were. Sean and Xialing believe their father has gone mad with grief. A disgruntled Wenwu has his children arrested. In prison with them is a former actor named Trevor. The Ten Rings arrested him for impersonating Wenwu. This man helps the heroes escape custody. However, to do so, they once again have to fight a horde of enemies, smash walls, and steal cars. With the help of a magical Hundong beast named Maurice, Sean, Xialing, and Katie set off to the village of Taluo to warn its residents of the danger. Only thanks to Maurice's hints do the heroes manage to navigate the enchanted forest and the enormous waterfall. Along the way, they see many amazing magical beasts, unlike ordinary animals. In the village of Talo, they are met by local residents and a woman named Yinan. She is their aunt. Yinan tells the children the story of Talo. Thousands of years ago, a dark creature that devoured souls attacked the village. The village's lives were saved by a great protector, a dragon. She helped seal the Dark Dweller and his servants in the mountain behind the Dark Gate. According to Yinan, this dark spirit is now possessing Wenwu, making him believe that his beloved Inni Li is still alive. The Dark Dweller wants Wenwu to destroy the Dark Gate with his rings and free him. The villagers Shanghai, Xialing, and Katie are preparing for battle. Xialing watches with envy as women and men train equally, as her father always forbade her from fighting. Her aunt encourages the girl to learn a new art, whipping. Katie is learning archery, and she's getting good at it. Sean asks his aunt to teach him a magical technique his mother used. He needs to learn to fully control his powers, but time is running out. Sean desperately remembers his mother's lessons. Meanwhile, we learn what really happened to Yingli. It turns out she was attacked by the Ten Rings' old enemies, the Iron Gang. A mob murdered a woman in front of her children. To avenge his wife, Wenwu donned his 10 rings once again and brutally dealt with his enemies, forcing little Shanghai to watch. And now the decisive battle lies ahead. All the villagers prepare for battle, donning armor for themselves and their magical beasts, readying their weapons, and devising a defense plan. Wenwu and his 10 Rings gang arrive at the village and demand access to the cliff where the spirit of the Dark Denizen is sealed, but they are denied access. A fierce battle ensues. Shanghai, Jia Lin, and all the villagers bravely fight for their village. But Wenwu himself doesn't participate in the battle, heading straight for the place where his wife is buried. Shanghai follows close behind. A fight breaks out between father and son. Wenwu, with his 10 rings, is immensely powerful, so he repels all of Shanghai's attacks and, with a powerful blow, sends his son flying into the lake. Using his rings, Wenwu breaks the Dark Gate, and the servants of the Denizens of Darkness escape. To stop this ancient evil, the villagers and members of the 10 Rings join forces and fight the dark forces together. The Great Guardian Dragon awakens Shanghai and lifts him from the water. The boy battles his father again, but this time he defeats him. Meanwhile, the Soul Eaters finally free the Dark Dweller from his prison. Wenwu sacrifices himself, saves Shanghai, and gives him his rings. The Great Protector attacks the Dark Dweller, but he captures her and begins draining her soul. Katie fires an arrow from her bow and hits the archenemy in the throat, saving the Guardian. Shanghai, with the help of the Great Guardian Yixialing, tears the Denizen of Darkness to pieces using his father's 10 rings. Shanghai and Katie return to San Francisco. There, they tell their friends about their adventures, but they, of course, don't believe them. At that moment, a portal opens and Master Wong appears. He takes Shanghai and Katie with him to the Sanctum Sanctorum, one of the 3 temples of the Masters of the Mystic Arts. we learn that Yixia Ling has become the new leader of the Ten Rings organization. The rings themselves are sending a mysterious signal into space, and this technology requires a lot of research. That's what Shanghai and Katie will be doing. But first, they want to sing karaoke. Did you enjoy our review? Then please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be busy making a new video for you. This was the Movie Code channel. See you there.